All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. And this is a story that has in fact come in from Pakistan, where after days of mulling on the name of a new interim prime minister, the political parties in Pakistan have finally zeroed down on the individual who will be the interim prime minister. Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar, a senator from Balochistan, has now been selected. The President Arif Alvi has signed the document to appoint the senator, and the outgoing Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and opposition leader have in fact come to an agreement on this decision, and they've signed the document. Kakar is expected to take the oath tomorrow as the interim Prime Minister of Pakistan till the elections produce a result. This after President Arif Alvi dissolved the National Assembly on the 9th of August on the advice of Shehbaz Sharif, and now a caretaker government will take charge of the country and will manage the affairs until elections are next held. The dissolution happened 3 days ahead of its schedule, and it intends to give ruling factions extra time for holding the general elections, which are scheduled for some time in the month of November later this year. After the dissolution, elections need to be held within the next 90 days. However, there are concerns that even 3-month gap will not be sufficient enough time to hold the elections in Pakistan. This after a new census has been approved in the country, and it is necessary for the Election Commission to hold elections according to the new census. Now, any new census entails a new delimitation exercise for which the Election Commission of Pakistan gets at least about 120 days as per law. And once that gets completed, the process of elections will start, which means that the polls will be delayed by at least about a few months. Now, the country's interior minister has said that there is a possibility that the delay may in fact extend well beyond this year. But whenever the polls in fact take place, most probably one player that will not be seen on the ground is Imran Khan, that is Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chief, who was sentenced to 3 years in prison on the 5th of August in a corruption case. The former Pakistani Prime Minister has also been barred from contesting elections for a period of 5 years. All right, now to give us more updates in terms of what is happening in Pakistan at this moment, we're being joined in by our Pakistan Bureau Chief, Anas Malik, who is joining us live from Islamabad. Anas, so we finally have a name as to who will be heading the government, the interim government in Pakistan, till the time the elections are held. But from the looks of it, it will be some time before the election process can even begin, because the census has to be done and a delimitation process will also follow that. Give us more updates in terms of what is expected to happen here.
Saleh, last question first. The census has been done. It was completed, and in fact it is now notified as well. So Pakistan's population has risen by about 40 million, and now Pakistan is a country of about 240 million people as we speak. Now with that, the constitutional requirement is that whenever a new census is done, new delimitations are to be done as well based on the demography and the area division. So while there might not be a functional government or an elected government, but broadly speaking, the Election Commission would now be forced to move towards a delimitation, for which it will have 120 days. Once in those 120 days it's done with the delimitation, then they will move towards the election process, for which in ideal scenarios they will have 60 days. But in this particular case, because the assemblies were sent home or were dissolved earlier from the stated time, so the Election Commission gets up to 90 days from the day it ends or notifies its new delimitation or new constituencies. So we're looking at elections in Pakistan to be held sometime in February, before the 10th of March, for two very reasons. From the 10th of March, we're expecting the holy month of Ramadan to begin next year. So in Ramzan, Pakistan does not, in the holy month of Ramadan, we do not have elections. That is number one. And number two, on the 10th of March itself, the incumbent Senate's half of its portion, they are set to retire. So that would be very interesting. So I'll just be coming to that bit, because the Prime Minister who has been nominated, the interim Prime Minister, is Senator Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar, who currently is an incumbent senator, and he heads the Senate Committee on Overseas Pakistanis. But with that, his term is also set to end on the 10th of March 2024. So quite some responsibilities there on his heavy shoulders, and he is expected to take oath sometime tomorrow. Saleh?
Absolutely, indeed. And also, Anas, the fact that Imran Khan will not be taking part in these forthcoming elections in Pakistan, how is this likely to play out? Because Imran Khan still continues to be such an important and a popular leader in the country. What is the legal recourse that Imran Khan could take? And could he, if the elections are delayed, will he have enough time to perhaps get some kind of a reprieve from the court and still take part in the elections?
Well, by the looks of it, the elections are definitely going to be delayed. But we're just waiting for official word from the Election Commission whether it goes ahead and does delimitation or it goes ahead and does elections. That will be really interesting. But in case if Imran Khan is able to secure some reprieve and relief from the Supreme Court or from the courts, then there might just be a window of opportunity and a window of capitalization for him to contest those elections as and when they happen. If not, then he himself would not be able to contest, but his party would be able to contest. And we have seen that his party command the baton has been taken by Shah Mahmood Qureshi under Imran Khan's instruction or guidelines. So broadly speaking, he continues to be an important stakeholder or a player in this entire process, in this entire political process, one who cannot so easily be minused out from the entire equation. Saleh?
Absolutely, indeed. And also, Anas, tell us a bit about Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar, the man who's now been selected as an interim prime minister who will be leading Pakistan for the next few months. Tell us a bit more about him, because what we've been witnessing in Pakistani politics is the politics of disruption, where the opposition has always been protesting, the government feels that it is hampered because of the coalition. But now that we have an interim prime minister ruling in Pakistan, can we expect the Pakistani politics to be run without too many disruptions?
Well, Senator Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar is a highly learned man. He is respected across the board, be that PTI, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Pakistan People's Party, or the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. He first ran for elections in 2002. He could not succeed. Then he ran for elections in 2008. In 2015, he went on to become the spokesperson of the Balochistan government. He hails from the Pashtun Kakar tribe in Balochistan, but he enjoys good relations with the Balochs as well in Balochistan, and he enjoys a great deal of respect in the Baloch community as well. He was the spokesperson of the Balochistan government, and in 2018 he went on to contest the elections as an independent candidate on a Senate seat, but later went on to join the Balochistan Awami Party, the BAP or BAP as we say it here in Pakistan. And Senator Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar continues to be a member of the BAP or BAP party, and he will now be the interim prime minister. He's got a heavy responsibility on his shoulders to conduct a free and fair, non-controversial elections. He's a non-controversial figure, as I said, but the other thing is that has to be kept in mind. There would be a lot of pressure on him to deliver on both counts, whether there would be delimitation or if there would be elections in 90 days. That is something for the Election Commission to decide.
All right.
But in order to give the semblance of having a free and fair election, I think that would be a bigger responsibility which Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar will have to execute. And of course, the selection of his interim cabinet as well, the caretaker cabinet,
right,
the selection of that would also give away on how he wants to proceed forward in light of that.
Absolutely, indeed, Anas. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and getting us all those details then. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.